Brasil, Brasil.
We thought England would go on and win it, having equalised, but Luis Suarez had other ideas. 2-1 to Suarez, 2-1 to Uruguay. This is the damage, as you'd expect, having lost 2 games out of 2. England are hanging on by a thread now. To qualify, we need Italy to beat Costa Rica tomorrow and then go on to beat Uruguay in their 3rd game, in which case England would have to win against Costa Rica and hope their goal difference was better than both Uruguay's and Costa Rica's. However, it could all be over tomorrow night, I'm afraid, because if Italy and Costa Rica draw, we are out. That decisive group game, or possibly, heaven forbid, a dead rubber, will be on ITV next Tuesday. Make sure you're with us. Our build-up to the 5 o'clock kickoff begins at 4. So where do we start? We're not dead yet, so we shouldn't really start the post-mortem, but we might as well. What went wrong, Glenn?
Well, I think we've been beaten by a world-class finisher. I mean, at the other end, we've got ourselves in both games, Italy and this game, in situations where if we had a finisher like that, we've won both games. That's how close it can be in the World Cup at that level. Because Suarez is the difference today. He was very quiet, apart from his 2 goals. And when you come up again, I mean, there are problems. We do have problems. I think there's a lack of movement in the last third. I think there's a lot of things that we've got to improve on as a team going forward. But we are getting in areas where, you know, we're not doing enough with the ball in that last third. We really aren't. The goal is Rooney's got off the mark, but it's one of those where it hasn't really been created. It was almost like a tackle that went across there, and we got back in it, and that's when we had the momentum of the game. And really, realistically, that's where we had hold of the game, and we lose the game off a schoolboy error. That is something. A long punt from a goalkeeper in this day and age, you just shouldn't be giving goals away.
Well, any day and age.
You shouldn't be giving goals away.
No matter what day and age it is, that's just a really poor goal. But I think overall, Glenn's right. You know, you look at Suarez, take Suarez out there. We did create chances. I think we had 8 on target, 13 in all. So we're creating it. That's not been the problem. It's been a problem in the past, but the 2 games we've seen has not been a problem. We have created, but overall the team didn't look quite right today. I just thought we didn't utilise the wings enough. We didn't get the overlaps like we thought we would do, because they played really narrow in midfield, and that's where the space was. Me and Gus said at half-time, use the channels, because they're tight in midfield. But having said all that, you know, without that schoolboy error, you know, we get a draw and we're still in it, and we're just so disappointed.
So are we being uncharitable saying Suarez was the only difference? If Suarez had been wearing an England shirt, like you are, we basically swapped shirts like we've done here in the studio, would there have been a different outcome?
I got no doubt. I got no doubt because he will create by himself, like he done it. He running offside 5 yards, hoping or getting luck of the flick is from Steven Gerrard.
Gabriel in Sao Paulo.
Phil, how do you sum it up?
Gutting, I think. So we've played so well again in spells, but unfortunately a little bit of luck went our way. I think Steve ended up flicking the ball on, obviously. Suarez couldn't have gone onside, and then you just hope he misses one, and unfortunately he obviously finds a target and they win the game.
Have you been beaten by a great finisher tonight, by one player, essentially?
Yes and no. I think the pass for the first goal was pretty decent as well, but it's a similar story to the Italy game. You know, we played pretty well, but obviously not good enough.
It shouldn't happen, should it, from a punt, a keeper's punt, and a goal is conceded like that?
Yeah, well, we've not seen it again. We're very disappointed, obviously, as a defender. That's the last thing you want to see is, I say, a punt down the pitch, a flick on, and a goal. So I say, well, look at how it's gone on. But as you can tell by my voice, everyone's obviously absolutely devastated in there.
When Wayne scores and equalises with his first World Cup goal, what are you thinking?
Just stick with the initiative we had. We had him on the back foot. Hopefully had another. I'm not sure what went on with Daniel Sturridge's penalty appeal, and we had a couple of near chances there, but unfortunately, obviously weren't able to get that second goal.
Well, you need Italy to win both their matches now. Obviously, England to beat Costa Rica. What chance that happening?
Well, there's a small chance, I suppose, but as you can tell, we're not exactly expecting anything like that. But like I say, we've got to go out there now and and hopefully put a good performance in again and come away with something against Costa Rica.
Thanks for joining us, Phil.
An absolutely disconsolate Phil Jagielka. Well, I don't know what we can say about that beyond the fact he saw it exactly as we saw it.
Yeah, I think the difference was when we equalised and went to 1-1, we were on top then. We thought we were going to go and win it, but we didn't, because they stayed pretty solid, they stayed organised. I think the slight difference is when we, towards the end of the game, we gave them the game with an error like that, and you can tell by Jagielka's reaction, he kind of knows as well.
I mean, I said to you both then, would we settle for a draw now? And I would have done, but you two, no, we've got to go on and win this. Well, that's what you get for that kind of thing.
Can I change my mind?
And the reason being is Tarabes, the coach, actually went 4-4-1-1,
yeah.
and he enticed us on there, and he got away with it. Let's face it, we've been beaten, but we beat ourselves with the way we've give that goal away. It's a schoolboy goal, one punt down. You won't see another goal in the World Cup like that.
No.
You really won't.
It's almost as unbearable to look at the Rooney equaliser now, because the joy we felt at that moment, we felt sure we were going to go on and win, as we said.
Well, it was that area as well that we were
inside. Glenn Johnson made that little blindside run, and we're suddenly in behind, and we've gone past the line of the 18-yard box, which is we haven't done all day.
No.
And then if you get in that position, you've got a chance. You've got half a chance.
I think that was maybe the little difference. The pass from Cavani to Suarez's first goal, that is top-class quality.
Yeah.
And England scored from a tackle.
Yeah.
Kind of, and the other biggest chance, which is Rooney's, is a cross which go past too many legs. It's not like a delivery, a pass, an assist, no, as a football player. In the last third, you need that quality, and you need to create a space to have the chance to do that. England didn't do it.
In a word, would you have settled for a draw then, with 10 minutes left?
I would say, I was trying to say, and it wasn't the goal like that. It was, yes, you had to go for the win, because it was a big momentum. But don't lose it.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit naive from the two centre-halves not to drop completely, like Lee said, and just be safe.
OK, we'll be back very shortly. We're hoping to hear from Roy Hodgson. And our thoughts are with these players, and especially, I've got to say, for England fans who've been through so much despair over the years. And we've just dished you up a little bit more this evening. Do join us after the break, though. Lewis, do stop smiling, please. Welcome back to Brazil on a dismal night for England. We've heard from a pretty devastated Phil Jagielka. What about the coach? Roy Hodgson is with Gabriel.
Roy, you can see how disappointed the players are. How do you sum it up?
We're more than disappointed. We're devastated. We believe we could do enough today to get a result in this game, and having worked so hard to counter that first goal of Suarez in the first half and get back to 1-1, I fully believed then we would go on to either win the game or at least draw the game. So to concede the second goal as we did is an unbelievable blow, and I don't quite know what to say at this moment in time.
How's Steven Gerrard? Because the goal's out of nothing, isn't it? Really, a long punt and it comes off Steven's head.
Yeah, it's a goal that we don't expect to concede. Of course, long goal kicks with the type of players we have in the team. We deal with them. I thought we dealt with the Uruguayan attack well for very long periods in the game, but we came up against a strong defensive unit ourselves, but we still did enough, I thought, to at least get the draw we would have needed, but we didn't get it.
You know all about Luis Suarez, of course. Have you been beaten by a world-class striker?
He scored the two goals, didn't he? I mean, the first goal in particular I thought was exceptionally good. I thought Cavani's chip and his pulling away to the back post and the cleverness of his header, I thought that was really top class play. The second one, I think he was a bit fortunate to get himself free, but of course when he got himself free he made literally no mistake, so we know what Suarez can do.
Is the biggest frustration, again, similar to the Italy game, you get yourselves back into it and then of course the game slips away? What are you thinking when Rooney scores that first World Cup goal?
I thought we were going possibly to win the game, and certainly I didn't think we would lose the game at that point, because we've been in control for such a long period of time, and after the opening 5 minutes of the first half, when they had a couple of chances, I thought we started the second half badly, but after 5 or 6 minutes we got ourselves back on track, and really they'd been nowhere near our goal. We've been near their goal a lot of times, but it doesn't matter how many times you get near people's goals or how many times you get the ball into the opposing penalty box. It's how many times you put it in the back of the net, and on both occasions we haven't done it enough.
So we haven't done enough. What do you feel looking at him now? You've been through this, albeit not at this stage in the...
No, he's obviously devastated. That was the word that he used, and I feel for him because it was a game where we haven't been outclassed, we haven't been outplayed. We're always in that game, and it's self-inflicted. That's the problem. And when they analyse that, when they have a look at that, the players and the staff, they will be devastated. They really will. But I think, you know, again, we had the opportunities. He's saying about Suarez, and we're talking about his world-class finishing. You know, Wayne Rooney had a great opportunity, didn't he, when his first touch near the 6-yard box. If he just tucks it in the corner, we're back in the game much earlier, and you know, it's a different game then. We've had the chances in both games to have had better results. The results have gone out. It's a horrible feeling as a manager. We're now relying on Italy in 2 games, not only 1, 2.
I mean, strategically, is there anything he'll regret, do you think, Roy Hodgson? I mean, obviously he'll regret the backheader from Gerrard and so on, but will he have done anything different, do you think?
I don't know. You know, we're not out yet. Let's get that right. Miracles can happen. But I think after the World Cup, when he looks back, I just think maybe we could have, or the team could have utilised Lallana a little bit more. You know, I know he came on today, but I think he was a sort of player that could open teams up a little bit more. And we have created chances, so you might say, well, that's, you know, he wasn't needed. But I just feel that he was a type of player, players who make a difference. Sterling on one side. Today I thought we didn't utilise him enough. He didn't get on the ball, he didn't get on 1v1s against the full-backs enough for me. So, but not that much wrong, because we did create the chances.
Because when you look at our defence, do you see an international standard defence there now? Because that, as long as they were all fit, we were reasonably happy with them. From the opposition's point of view, what do you think?
I think it's a big change to play at this level. You know, used to, in the past, the back four of England was most of the time very difficult to play against, really strong, aggressive, tight. I think it was a little bit too easy. There were chances, more than what people think. Italy scored 2, England cleared 1 from the line, Jagielka, they hit the post. Today Cavani was 1 against 1 in his own. It was no cover whatsoever. So they conceded too many possibilities to the position. And at this level, you pay the price. If you don't defend better, it doesn't matter how much you create.
OK, we'll be back shortly with more reaction from Sao Paulo as the England players and fans lick their wounds. As you saw, Andros Townsend was kicking every ball. We'll hear from him with Matt Smith shortly, straight after this break. Welcome back. We've seen these two in some emotional embraces this year, but Stevie G can't quite bear to cling on for too long. He feels as desperate as the rest of us, that's for sure. Let's see what Andros Townsend makes of it. He's with Matt Smith.
Well, let's get an immediate post-match reaction from clearly a disappointed, frustrated Andros Townsend. What did you make of that?
Of course, it was a disappointing result. I think our performance deserved better. Ever since we got the goal to make it 1-1, we were the only team that were going to score, and you're feeling it's coming, it's going to come. But unfortunately, Luis Suarez is a world-class player. Wasn't 100% fit, but didn't need to be, and he was a difference tonight.
No, we talked pre-match about his fitness, but also about his ability to hurt you. We wondered slightly about the winning goal, didn't we? Seems to come from a goalkeeper's clearance. A bit too easy, maybe.
Yeah, but the first goal as well, you say he's not fully fit, but you don't need to be when Cavani can put it on your head like that. So it's not only Suarez, they've got some quality players, and now we're kind of hoping that Italy do us a favour and beat the Costa Ricans and Uruguay, and hopefully we can get a win.
Not played in patches, perhaps that badly, certainly going forward in 2 games, but let 4 goals in. No,
especially in the first half today. I think we got in some good positions. The Uruguay, they were clever. They failed us in the final third 3 or 4 times, and that was why we couldn't get the goal in the first half. Like I said, the second half we were pushing and pushing for the goal, and it just didn't come. It was one of those days where it could have gone either way.
And I said to you at 1-1, let's try and get the winner. You said, no, let's take the draw, actually, but you don't need to push too hard. The draw suits us more than Uruguay.
Yeah, I think that the draw would have suited us more than Uruguay. We've got to play Costa Rica in the last game. Our goal difference is not so bad. We only lost by 1 goal twice, whereas Uruguay lost by 2 goals against Italy. So it was kind of in our favour to get the draw, but of course we wanted to win the game and the players had to go for the win, and unfortunately we didn't tonight.
It's not mathematically yet a done deal. Obviously we'll need a big favour from Italy and a big score against Costa Rica. It's kind of everything crossed, but...
Yeah, I think we're all going to be going out and getting Italy shirts tonight. We need Italy to do us a favour, and hopefully we can put 1 or 2 past Costa Rica, and we need a miracle, but miracles do happen.
I hardly need to tell you that it's the Uruguay fans here in Sao Paulo who are delirious with joy. Luis Suarez has done the business again. From a frustrated Andros and myself, back to you.
Thank you very much. I think we should just go around Fabio Cannavara's room now and impress upon him the need to win the next 2 games, Italy. What else can we do?
Frustrating, isn't it? Well, we've got to perform better than that. I think overall, more with the ball, be more creative, and let's face it, they should have been down to 10 men first half.
How far are Uruguay going to go now, then, Gus?
Well, now it's difficult to know, but definitely England is going to support Italy. Be happy because Rooney scored, and then of course beat Costa Rica. That's the main thing.
We can analyse it all night long, but a 75% Suarez was the difference tonight. Simple as that.
And Pirlo was the difference against Italy. We can't keep losing games 2-1 and say, well, he was the difference, he was the difference.
Well, I can, because I just said it.
OK.
We got to find somebody ourselves who's going to be the difference.
We'll just roll with it then. Our next live match is Switzerland-France tomorrow night. We start at 7:30 on ITV. Oh dear, what a night. There are 120 of us working for ITV here in Brazil, and the bad news for Gus Poyet is he's taking us all out for dinner tonight. From Rio, from us for a very good night.
England cannot really afford another hard luck story.
I'm not defeated.